Hello, my friends, and welcome to my first ever candlelight chat. And today's candlelight chat, well, the first ever, tonight's, is with Dougie McFarlane. And I'm hoping, Dougie, if you're watching, Dougie, please click. I've never done this before, so let's see. How do we get Dougie on here? View, Dougie, where are you, mate? Dougie? Okay. I haven't seen Dougie yet. Dougie McFarlane. Well, he's a brilliant bagpiper, a brilliant Highland dancer, a wonderful drum major, and he runs a fantastic dance school, which is also acting and ballet. And that dance school is called Laycock Street Dance. Now, I'm just going to try and find out how we get Dougie on this. There he is. Okay, Dougie, we're coming in, man. Dougie, are you there, my friend? Dougie, please join. It's waiting. Everyone, there he is, Dougie.
Hey, Antho, how are you, mate?
Mate, that was the longest 30 seconds of my life. But look, I've got candles. You see this? Look at this. Candle lit. Ready for a lovely chat.
I love the candles.
Tie for you. Dougie,
I love the tie and tie.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Now, Dougie, you are in Gosford at the moment?
I am in Gosford, yes. I'm in at the studio at the moment, in at West Gosford.
Well, tell everybody what you do, Dougie, what your job is most of the time.
So I run a dance school called Laycock Street Dance, which is multi-genre. Started off as a Highland dance school. My mother actually founded that back in 1963. I'm obviously not that old, so I wasn't there then. And then we evolved it about 7 years ago to be a multi-genre ballet, tap, musical theatre, Highland Irish dancing, acting, singing, the works. We teach it all here. We've got 6 studio spaces in at West Gosford.
Now, so you're in West Gosford, and
yep.
Dougie, you are very, well, we'll talk about your Highland dancing, but you're learning ballet as well.
Yeah, well, that's thanks to the great man Anto and the lovely Katerina at the Wiggles, who inspired me into that walk of life.
Yeah, so you've been, because you want to become a qualified ballet teacher as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm working through with a lovely lady at another dance school here, just up the road, actually, Classique Dance. I'll give a shout out to Miss Kerry Smith. Absolutely wonderful lady. She's a Royal Academy of Dance examiner, and she's mentoring me through the process to, become a qualified ballet instructor. Fantastic.
Now, Dougie, I'm going to go through, if you don't mind, I made a few notes. Look at this.
Okay.
How it's organised.
Just a few.
So, Dougie, you're a great Highland bagpipe player.
Thank you. That's open to interpretation, but thank you.
You love the Scottish bagpipes?
I love the bagpipes, absolutely.
Okay, you're also a Highland dancer, a Scottish Highland dancer.
Yes.
And what came first, pipes or dancing?
No, dancing. Definitely dancing. And as I've been told, I don't remember a time in my life that I wasn't a Highland dancer. But as my mother tells it, as soon as my legs could take to the stage, she just couldn't stop me. And I learnt from my mum. And she taught me all the steps from just a wee moment.
Well, so you're a piper and a dancer. Now, I would just like to tell you, Dougie, which you already know this, but when I was in the army piping, there was a real tradition of bagpipers being also dancers. All the soldiers who were pipers used to be dancers as well. And it's not done as much anymore. I know the Scots Dragoons still do that, but the Scots Guards, but they're not there anymore anyway, but they used to do it. Dougie, are there many other piper dancers around the world that you know?
Yeah, there are. Like I know a few, particularly male dancers that I've come to know over time that are really fantastic pipers. Play with grade 1 pipe bands in Scotland and in Canada, and there's certainly lots of lassies who do the pipes and the dancing as well. In fact, the camera lady that's helping me out tonight, wonderful Highland dancer, young Felicity, also learning the bagpipes, and there's quite a few locally. We have the City of Gosford Pipe Band come and rehearse here in the studio. So there's quite a bit of cross-section of new pipers who have come from a dancing background.
Brilliant. And you're also a recording artist. And I'm not talking with the Wiggles because you have recorded with us, but you've done a beautiful CD of pipe music, bagpipe music, but also there's a little bit of there are other instruments on board, and it's beautifully played and the tunes are fantastic. If anyone wants to download that album, where do they find it? What's it called, Dougie?
Yeah, so look, it's on all the good streaming sites. It's called Rhythm of the Dancer. It's actually called hashtag Rhythm of the Dancer in the great modern day of the hashtag. And yeah, you can find it on all the good streaming sites. It is primarily for Highland dancing, but yeah, certainly people have enjoyed listening to some of the tracks on that.
Oh, I love it. I'm riding my bicycle around listening to Dougie play the bagpipes. It's beautiful.
I hope you keep your hands on the cycle and you're not like putting your hands up like the stag while you're riding.
No, I do. Now, Dougie, yes, let's give you a quick little, how about a quick dance lesson for everybody watching the first,
okay.
The Highland, the hands, the feet.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I tell the story as well as your great mate Lockie. He's got a wonderful version of, can you put your thumb and your middle finger together, just like a stag? That's it. And then you raise your hand up high. And we'll try it with that's it. We'll try it with the other arm as well. And there you are. Now, I'm going to invite Felicity into the studio so we can talk a little bit about the inspiration there. Now, I've been teaching ballet.
We are at Laycock Street. We are inside Laycock Street Dance.
We are.
Theatre.
Yes.
What do you call it? Dance studio?
No. So Laycock Street Dance. We've got to be very careful not to confuse it with the theatre. We've got a wonderful theatre. Actually, the Wiggles have played at Laycock Street Theatre.
We have.
And not connected at all to our business, but we actually started our studio in a little tin shed directly across the road from the theatre 7 years ago. And obviously we've expanded. So we've moved through to West Gosford now. Not connected, but we're very fond of the theatre and all the work that they do there. We have our concerts at the theatre annually. So I digress there, but Felicity, I'll just get you to bring it around. Just there we go. So Felicity's doing a great job already because she can't see what's on the screen. But so you see the great stag here, and that is where the fingers actually originate from. The great monarch of the Glen. And if you ever are lucky enough to see a stag in its natural beauty, in its own habitat, they are just delightful things. They really are just the most glorious creature.
Can we get Felicity to zoom into that beautiful...
We can. Just bring that right around, come in a bit closer there. Sort of covered, joined by a little tartan bear there. Oh, and it's a little album. Great time.
That's the album. That's the album. It's a beautiful album. Please,
and
guys.
you asked me before, Anto, how old I was. Like when I started, that was one of my very first public performances down at Manly Corso, and I believe I was about 3 years old.
Wow, fantastic! I know that I was. David McAllister from the Australian Ballet. I know he was a Highland dancer first.
Yeah, and you know what?
Highland dancing.
David has been doing the most sensational tutorials while we're all in this moment of time where we're stuck at home and we, looking for things to do daily. With the Australian Ballet, he's been putting on these tutorials. I love them. It's been one of my favourite parts of the last 8 weeks. I follow every single one. And just recently, he gave Highland dancing a bit of a plug. So if you're listening, David, thank you for that plug. We appreciate it.
Now, Dougie, all around the world we've toured together in the Wiggles, and you've brought your beautiful bagpipe skills and your dancing skills to audiences all over the world. And everywhere we go, somebody knows you. In Scotland, all the people know you over there. A lot of people know you and Canada. Tell us about all the friends you've got over in Canada through Highland dancing. It's like all around the world. And how good it is to see them at competitions and when you get over there.
Well, I think that is what Highland dancing is. But Highland dancing pipe bands, the Scottish community, it is around the world. It is just like a great big family. We know each other. We attend the games together. And a lot of the events that we do with Highland dancing and pipe bands are competitive. And so people are, train really hard to become masters of their craft. But the real element of it is the friendships that are made. I mean, in Canada, as we toured across Canada, each province we went to, there was somebody in the Highland dancing world that was just there with open arms saying, you know, come and have a meal, or can we come see the show? Or the Canadian Highland dance fraternity is just incredible, as it is all around the world. And if you just mention that you're a Highland dancer, they'll go, come have a meal, come stay at our house. It's one big happy family.
Yeah, and Canada is incredible for Scottish and Irish and folk music. I love being over there, especially the Maritimes, Cape Breton and Nova Scotia.
Yep.
I felt like we'd landed in heaven.
Yeah, absolutely. Just last year, I judged at the Antigonish Highland Games, and the sense of culture that it's called Nova Scotia, New Scotland, and you can just see how much of the Scottish influence has gone across there. It's beautiful.
And of course, we danced. Well, I didn't dance. You danced, and we played for Colleen Rintamaki.
Yes,
the greatest of all the Highland dancers.
Absolutely, 10-time world champion. And I had the great privilege of dancing with Colleen all my life, and there was a number of times I got to share the stage with her. And as much as she was, you know, a competitor, and we were all trying to, go for the trophy, she was inspiring to dance with because you just wanted to lift. And not only a fabulous competitor, just the most beautiful lady, you know. No airs and graces about it. She worked really hard to become what she became, and every single competitor from where I stood, she was just welcoming and just a real pleasure to be around, and still is now, as you know.
Oh, she's the best. Now, Dougie, what do you feel like? Do you feel like showing us a dance or playing the pipes for us?
Oh, well, either or. If I'm doing a dance, are you going to play a tune for me?
Well, it doesn't. It won't work like that because
it won't work like that.
We're delayed.
Of course. Okay.
I mean, I could. I got the banjo thing here. Well, unless you want to play some recorded music.
Yeah, we can do that. We can.
Yeah, you play something from your album.
Okay. We'll. I've just got my joggers on, so we'll have to take care of the joggers. Here I have got 3 empty. Oh no, here we go.
While you're doing that, Dougie, I'm going to introduce you.
Okay.
Everybody, Dougie McFarland, a great fella. Don't forget, if you're anywhere in Gosford and you would like to learn Highland dancing, whatever age you are, you can go and see Dougie, and he's going to show us a little bit of the old Highland dancing, which honestly requires a lot of skill and fitness, and you'll get there if you want to try it. Dougie, which dance are you going to do? What's your favourite dance?
Look, my favourite dance is the chanteuse, and we'll see how we go if we get to that. I thought I might start at the very beginning, where we start with the wee ones, the great paddy bar movement, and so nice and simple. Good piece of music to dance to. I'll get that ready. Flick's just going to come around here,
and I'm going to put something on so I'm not distracting.
And we take a bow. Let's just start that again. A little bit of volume. There we go. If you know it, join in. Take a bow. And here we go.
Look at it go. Wow.
And so that's the 16 paddy bars.
Was that the Keel Row?
The Gilly Cullum is the tune. It's a wonderful tune.
Yeah, wow. Now,
we do dance to the Keel Row, though.
It's on your album.
Indeed.
Dougie, that was sensational. Okay, can you read a few? Look, wow, so talented. Holy cow, he's good, someone just said. Fantastic.
That's very kind, thank you.
Jack Field gave you 3 claps out of 3.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you very much.
Now, I tell you what, Dougie, first love, piping or dancing?
Oh, look, no, I can't split it. I
Sure.
can't split it. Yeah, no. Oh,
Okay. Here's a question for you. Who got you interested in all things Scottish?
okay. So my mum was born in a place called Perth in Scotland.
Interrupt. Gorgeous George just said you've got great legs. Carry on.
Oh, it's the Meggies. I'll give a shout out to the Meggies. If you've not got a pair, get onto their site. They're Kapow Meggies, they're called. So yeah, no, mum was born in Perth, and a nice little part to her story. She was born in Perth, Scotland, and as an 11-year-old, she landed in Perth, Australia,
Wow.
after a long trip on the ship, and which I did mention through my socials that there's a special guest perhaps that we might see later, and if she's done as she's been told or requested, because you can't tell mum, can you? She
The Lady
might
McFarlane.
the Lady McFarlane might just be in the building.
Could I just tell everybody, the Lady McFarlane, Dougie has a shop called McDonald. What is it called?
McFarlane's down under the kilt.
McFarlane's down under the kilt in Gosford. So if anyone wanted, we're gonna have a tour later of the shop.
We'll go down to the shop.
The good Lady McFarlane makes these amazing socks. But
She does.
keep going about Scotland and how you got into it.
Yep. So mum, she landed here as a young girl, and then she met my dad beautifully at a Highland Games. So mum was actually a tenor drum, as well as a Highland dancer. She played the tenor drum. And my father was a professional musician with the New South Wales Police Pipe Band. He played the snare drum.
Very good band.
Yeah, very good band. They met at the Highland Games and married, had 4 beautiful children, three beautiful children, and I was the lucky last.
And you're a twin. You're a twin.
I am a twin, yes. I got a beautiful twin sister who's also a Highland dancer, also played in the pipe band. She was a tenor drummer. And so yeah, then, as I said before with the dancing, she was teaching and I just took to it. That was that. The piping, I was a bit later. And I had to negotiate a lot with my dad for him to let me go into the band. Which, being in a pipe band now, 20 odd years on, I completely understand. I mean, it's quite different now, but 25 years ago, the culture in pipe bands, I could understand why a father wouldn't want his 10-year-old son to be coming along to band. So I had to be in high school before I was allowed to join.
Yep.
I managed to nag him enough to let me go 4 months before high school. And I didn't care whether I played the drums or the pipes. And it was my dad, who was a drummer. He said, no, learn the pipes. You'll never get a career out of being a drummer. So that was his advice.
But you're also a drum major.
Yes, correct.
Have you got the mace there?
Oh, well, let's see. Here's something I prepared a little earlier.
Now, can you tell everybody who haven't seen, well, you've seen a band, what does the drum major do and what's the mace all about?
Yeah, so the drum major, obviously the rank of drum major comes from military times, and in a pipe band setting, and you'll also see them in brass bands as well, but the drum major is the gentleman or the lady out the front carrying the stick and giving commands to lead the band down the street the way they need to go, to give the calls where they need to go. And there's also a lot of behind the scenes work with that as well, because obviously quite often they're involved in the administration of the band, making sure the pipers and drummers are dressed perfectly from top to toe, got all the right equipment. It's quite a big job.
And also they're at the front and they give
Yes.
they represent the band.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
Show everybody how good. And you came third in the world championships of the drum major. How old were you then?
Yeah, that was 1997. So yeah, 15 I would have been. I've given away my age now.
Yeah. Now, mate, would you be able to show us? I don't know if you could just show us a few things, Dougie.
Yeah, I can. Flick and I are just going to separate a little bit. Now, I am a little rusty, so fingers crossed it doesn't go flying through the dance mirrors, because the boss won't be pleased. So
Lady McFarlane.
Yeah, that's right. We might just start. Obviously, when we start a routine, competitive drum majors, you would start bringing yourself to attention in a nice, smart position with the mace drawn in. And you're just going to bring the mace up to the other hand, in nice and sharp. And obviously, there's lots of marching, so I'm just going to take a little march past you.
Great.
Oh, where's he gone? up, and then I'm going to turn back around, and
Look
we'll
at
do
this.
another little bit of a different walk.
Wow.
Still nice and smart, you know, keeping it all very skilled. Now, I did mention with drum majoring, it's really important to give commands. You know, they're leading the band through. I'll give you an example of when we do a counter march. So the band knows, oh, we're going to turn around and go the other way. Looks a little something like this.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. Brilliant.
Now, if I was walking back through the band, I'd hold the mace up a little bit longer because I don't want to hit anybody in the face as I come back through. That would be quite impolite. And then drum majors like to be a little bit fancy, a little bit flashy, a little bit showy, and, you know, swing the mace around the body a bit.
Look at this.
Now, if I was in an outdoor setting, I'd stick the mace up in the air, but the landlord might not like it if this goes through the roof.
The Lady McFarlane will never let you do that again.
So, yeah, no, that's right. It might be appropriate before I put it down, back to the controls of the band. When we come to the end, we're going to approach the line. We'll take a mark time. And, you know, we're going to tell the band, march on the spot. And then we're going to stop. But we're not going to stop playing yet. We're going to wait until the drum major gives the signal. And now the drum major and the bass drummer, the guy with the big round drum, they're going to work together. I'm going to give 2 pulses here, and he's going to go boom, 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 boom. And everyone in the band knows they're going to stop.
Brilliant. Dougie, thank you, mate. I've got a few comments on that. You've got great legs.
I'm telling you, it's all the kapow meggings.
Yeah, there we go. Now, I tell you what, Dougie, bagpipes. I'm going to ask you, did Mum and Dad have bagpipes at their wedding?
Yes, they did.
What tune was played?
Oh, that is a really good question. I couldn't actually tell you the tune. I might have to ask the Lady McFarlane when we go back
We'll
around the
go
back.
to Lady McFarlane. Have you got your pipes with you now? Because I'm going to ask you a favour.
I do.
Before you get there, Dougie.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to throw you on the spot. You've been asked to do a wedding,
Yep.
and they've asked you for the most beautiful wedding march, either up the aisle or marching in front of the car, whatever it is.
Yep.
What tune would you suggest?
So, and this is where I always say, so what is the theme at this point? Are you wanting to make everybody, you know, go with the music and really start crying? They see that beautiful dress as you're walking up, that beautiful emotional moment. Or you a little bit more celebratory.
I've never been a bride.
But look, there's still time. There's still time.
Okay. So tell us, what do you think?
So for me, and just personal choice, I'm going to say Hector the Hero, and it's one that's been involved. I played some family weddings, and Hector the Hero was the tune of choice there, and it sort of followed on. So, and I mean, you know that tune as well.
I do.
Yeah.
Dougie, would you play Hector the Hero for us?
Yeah, look, I will. I've got to set up the piece now because I played the CD.
Now, Dougie.
Yes.
You're playing the red pipes today.
I am indeed.
Great, mate. So everybody think about their wedding, and this is what Dougie would play. Hang on, Dougie. We can. No, I think I have to go closer with the camera because it's feeding back.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder why it feeds back like that.
Give it a sec. Yeah?
Try again. Oh, that was great, man. I think the pipes were blowing out the microphone before. That is
Yeah, it
absolutely
was a
beautiful, Dougie.
it was this little contraption here, this fabulous contraption on the red pipes that makes you able to, as you know, you can play them as real pipes. I had it switched on. So as soon as I blocked it off, we were right.
Oh, good on you, mate. That was beautiful.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Just a quick quiz. I'm sure there's pipers watching. What's your what do you think the most appropriate lament to play at a funeral is?
Again, we get asked often for Flowers of the Forest, and that's obviously quite often played on Anzac Day as well in commemorative services. For me, it's the Dark Island.
Oh, I've heard you play. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
And
beautiful
Dougie, I
tune.
want to tell everybody that sadly my sister passed away late last year, early this year. I can't even remember. It seems like yesterday. And Dougie and young Pete Patterson joined me playing the pipes for Maria. And that meant so much to me, but also meant so much to my family. And when Maria was dying, we told her that we're going to have 3 pipers. And she said she felt like the queen.
Yeah,
So thank you,
beautiful.
Dougie. And
No, it was an honour.
mate, I just want to ask you about that, though. As a piper, I feel a responsibility almost to go and play funerals if someone asks, or are you the same? Like it's you want to help people. The pipes give emotion. They give it's. I'm interviewing you, so you tell me. What do you
No,
think? Do you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
No, I absolutely do. It's a big part of my life, particularly through the Scottish shop. Lots of people contact us, and even when it's somebody that you've not come in contact with, through the sense of community as you walk into the service, and you can see the camaraderie between the family. You can see how special the person that you're playing for was. It is a real honour to be able to be involved in the send-off. And I know even for my own father, he passed away, it's coming on 10 years now. I didn't play for his service. That was something that was just a little bit too much for me to do. But I did play for him in the days leading up to the service. And in that moment, it was a piece of me I could send with him that I couldn't do it in any other way. So it is, you feel every moment of it, whether you know the person or you don't.
Great, Dougie. Thank you, mate. And I tell you what, Dougie's always, when we're on the road with the Wiggles, he's always ready to play the pipes for anyone who asks for it. So it's really magical, mate. So are we going to have a little look at the shop, or
we will? Absolutely.
Meet the good lady McFarland?
We will meet the good lady McFarland. So follow me down.
Yep.
Now
Dougie,
yes.
If people want to contact and order something to Highland, are you in the phone book?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just go through Down Under the Kilt or Facebook. We've got the page on Facebook, which has been really popular. Actually, we just recently shared a post of something that Lady McFarland's working on. I think we might get to see a bit of a sample of it. She's doing Mrs. McFarland's winter woolly warmers, which are like hand-knitted leg warmers. They're fabulous. Anyway, keep coming around.
Yep, this is fantastic.
I haven't warned her that we're coming. She knows she's here for something. Now, she won't be able to hear you because I've got the in-ears. So I'll do my best to be polite and repeat it as it is. Oh, here she is, the great Lady McFarland. She's
Lady
McFarland at the door. Now, Anthony's just saying, hello, Lady McFarland.
Hello, Anthony.
Yep. So you should be able to hear. Can you hear Mum there? Because my mic should pick up.
I can, yes.
Oh, so I'll repeat the questions and you can speak back to Anthony. So she's got look, I'll be honest, this is a little bit of a setup, right? We have brought this in as a prop, but this is the first part of the sock making process. Literally the traditional spinning wheel.
So the Lady McFarland uses the spinning wheel and the socks, that's how it starts.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you explain a little bit of the process of how it begins on the spinning wheel? What we use the spinning wheel for?
To do that mold.
So we get this closer to the camera here. So this is the latest design in the Mrs. McFarland's winter woolly warmers.
They are beautiful.
Yeah, the black and pink.
And so see where
Go with his tie.
yeah, oh, indeed. See where the wool.
Is that McFarlane tartan?
Look, this is the let's say
Lions.
the McFarlane designed tartan.
Okay.
That's the best way I can. Not a traditional McFarlane tartan. You can see one of the McFarlane tartans in the back there. That's the modern red McFarlane. But yeah, so that's the marling there, the black and the pink. That happens all on the spinning wheel. She takes the two colours, blends it together.
Dougie, we haven't seen the good lady yet. We need the camera to come around.
Oh, just come around a bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There we go. Fantastic. And the good lady McFarlane is also a judge of dancing.
No, she definitely is. She's a Highland dancing judge. Look, I'm trying very hard here to do the socially responsible thing and keep my meterage. So if I'm looking a bit awkward, please. For those folks watching at home, we do live in the same household, so that sort of helps us out. But so anyhow, so yes, no, she's a Highland dancing judge. Has been since 1972.
Wow.
Very experienced. Has done it in obviously all over Australia, New Zealand, in Scotland. Quite privileged there to judge at the Cowell Highland Gathering, which is where the World Championships is held. Now, she didn't judge the World Championships because I was dancing, but it was back in the time when the events prior to the World Championships could be judged by people that their dancers weren't competing. And so she judged on the first day, the Thursday, a great honour for her. And just recently, we judged together in New Zealand, together with my older sister. So three of us. It was, yeah, quite
Dougie, can you ask the good lady, what was the pipe tune at her wedding?
Oh,
yes. What was the pipe tune at your wedding?
Oh, I can't remember.
She can't remember.
That's 50 years ago.
It must have been a good one, Anto, because Mum and Dad were married for 44 years and were, just the most beautiful couple. So it must have been a good tune. She was too lost in the moment, you see.
Yeah. And Dougie, give us the tour of. We've got to get the camera down on Lady McFarlane, what she's doing there, because we can't see her at the moment.
Absolutely. I'll just bring that in here.
There we go. Right down there. Yeah.
So this part here, she's not going to like that close-up view, but so this here is the process. So on the inside of the socks, where the wool meets, there's threads left over. And so this is now tidying those threads up. And we'll go into the shop and I'll show you how it ends up. So just, we'll keep her there. We won't send her away just yet.
Dougie, does you can order Lady McFarlane socks from the shop?
Absolutely. Yeah. So they're custom made. So there's a little bit of a wait, like anything good, it's worth the wait.
Where else can you now, guys, the reason I'm plugging Dougie, because like all small businesses, people are doing it tough, with the coronavirus. So if you can, support the young man and Lady McFarlane.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And thanks for that, Anne. So it is really hard for us. Obviously, the retail aspect of the shop has been sort of closed for the last 8 weeks, but weddings is a really big part of what we do. And it's been so hard for those couples. We had some really big plans for some great Scottish weddings, and we're absolutely going to be there for the brides and grooms.
Someone just said they need those socks in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, to be honest, I think that's everybody. Everyone needs these socks, without a doubt. I'm going to show you a couple of feature pairs she did, actually.
Yeah, and then you've got to do a little, show us how to get onto. Look at those.
So this is the inside. This is the inside. Yeah. So that mess that we saw before, that's what it becomes, and that's the process that's happening right now.
Wow.
So so what have I got here? So a couple of the things that she does is working on like the custom design where you've got like the plain sock but the tartan hose.
What? So I know a few people who would love that.
You've got,
I said that's amazing. They look so comfy. Priscilla said, loving the pink and black ones.
Yeah.
Wow. The black one. Now, what are those ones, Dougie?
So those there, mate, I may have had these laid out for a reason. You might be a little bit familiar with this tartan, the Great Dress Gordon.
Wow. I'm not familiar with it. You got me.
So, yeah, so that's the the dress code in there. So you got the navy and the green and
Oh,
yellow
yeah,
going
yeah.
through the.
Dougie, of course I know it. I thought you said the grey dress code. No, I've never heard of grey dress. Yeah, but dress code, that's beautiful. The modern, is that the modern dress code?
Well, yeah, it would be modern, yes.
Now, Dougie, don't go out of the shop yet. Show
Oh,
everybody
not
what
going
you've
out
got.
yet?
Is there other
Okay.
things to see?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, one of the big parts of what we do is Highland dancing shoes for all of the dancers out there. So, yeah, the pumps that we wear.
Wow.
And then we've got, the tartan ties. You can see we can get any tartan tie.
Brilliant.
This is a cute little feature. One of my favourite parts of the job, obviously, when weddings come through or special events and the wee toddlers need to be dressed.
Oh, and the body Prince Charlie.
The body Prince Charlie, and
That's sensational.
and the wee kilt.
Wow.
So, your little tartan vests and things.
Wow.
We do jewellery. These beautiful brooches and things. A lot of custom buy-ins that we get.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way we work, it's you come and see us, ask us for something Scottish. If it's available out there, we'll get it.
So, Dougie, let's do an ad for your shop. How do they? Have you got a little?
Yeah. So McFarlane's down under the kilt. So we come back down around here. Let's just see. Come out to the lady McFarlane. She's covering it up a little bit here, but we'll just bring this door, and all the information's there. So the website. There's a website there. We don't use it a lot. We're very traditional. So for me, buying a kilt off a website, you lose half the experience. So you can contact us through the website, but we'd like you to come in and see us when the time's right, when we get back to that sort of thing.
Someone just wrote they're in Afghanistan, and someone just wrote it's people from Canada, people from Tasmania, people from West. Can they still do it all?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We can do mail order. So that's where, and we're in the time now. So as much as we're not just going to go on, click the keys and go, I'm a 36 waist and, send me a kilt. We're going to do Zoom. We're going to, have a meeting there where we'll put tape measures around you. We're going to see exactly, we'll talk you through the fitting. We will. And then, of course, we're going to rely on the great mail order services that we've got out there.
Brilliant, Dougie. Now, Dougie, how's Lady McFarlane going with the socks?
Look, to be honest, she has been held up. Productivity has been a little slow, and I've got a feeling she's going to say to me, oh, look, I was talking to Anthony Wiggle. Could you imagine that? I don't think the boss would accept that as an excuse. But I'm probably going to have to let her go.
Dougie, can you also, someone from New Zealand said you send socks to New Zealand?
Absolutely. Yeah, we send socks all over the world.
Oh, good. And, I've ordered them 2 years ago.
Yeah, they're coming.
Now, Dougie, before we go, is there anything else you want to show us? Because I'm going to ask you about something in a second. Someone wrote, hello, Lady McFarlane. Hi from New Zealand.
Hello. They're saying hello from New Zealand. She's got a needle in her mouth at the moment. It's a very traditional form that she uses. There's no bells and whistles about it. And you know what, Anto? Like, this lady, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. And anybody who knows Miss McFarlane through the Highland dancing world, they don't know her without a pair of socks in her hand. She just goes. Yeah.
Good. Now, Dougie, we're almost at the end of the time, but is there anything else you want to show us? Because I want to ask you a question.
But what have we've been through the dancing, we've been through the piping, we've been through the shop, and we've been through the studio. I mean, that's pretty much me.
Okay, I want to ask you I want to tell everybody about Dougie. Now, he's a great piper, Highland dancer, a recording artist, and he's also a politician. He put his hand up to be part of the Gosford Council. Was that right?
Yeah, well, actually, both Gosford Council and had a bit of a plug at the federal election too.
Yeah, and so good on you for doing that. Now, but I was part of a band recently, Pipes and Drums, and there was a guy who was the pipe major, and it was you, of course. Now, it was the Mardi Gras, and you're the pipe major this year of the Bravehearts. And will you tell everybody about the Bravehearts? I know
Yeah.
Martin Stark's watching today. He's part of the dancers, but tell everybody about what it means to be the Bravehearts and what the Mardi Gras is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think it's been 5 years now that the Bravehearts have been marching. Originally, it was called the Scots Boys, and that was the change to come into line because we weren't just men. It was a collective group of people taking part in Mardi Gras with a connection back to Scotland, to be visible, to be present, and to support everyone that we can through that parade. And this year, as you said, I was instilled the pipe majorship. A great mate, Mark Hamill, who does a wonderful job. He was working hard on another part of the parade, so he temporarily handed me the reins. And what an honour!
Became the pipe major, which was, and Mark's going to come back again, though.
Absolutely, yeah. He's fearless leader, so he definitely is going to be back. But what a great way to celebrate our culture and our pride, and to support. I mean, you are one of the greatest allies that I know. You come in and you give us that sense of belonging, and it makes us. It gives us a spring in our step. It makes us feel taller. It makes us feel that acceptance is so important on every level. And so being the leader of Bravehearts this year, with you right there in behind me, as you do every year, you come in and give us that support. It's like it is the highlight of the year without a doubt.
Oh, it's a highlight for me. I feel honoured to be part of it. I feel honoured that you guys include me, you guys and girls, and what a fantastic. And people were saying, just a little aside, Mark Hamill is the same name as the Star Wars guy.
Indeed, yes.
From everybody in the pipe world, they call him the hot pipe major. Now, and then you took over, and I think you're hotter.
We don't need to be doing that on polls. You know, Mark's a strong Irishman. I don't need to be in any kind of battle there. But he's a great bloke, really great.
No, he's a great fellow. They're all great. It's a beautiful night. Now, Dougie, thank you for. Is there anything else?
Look, I will.
Read a few. Is anyone want to say anything to Dougie? We're going to read about 5. Yeah, here we go. I definitely support you. You're wonderful. The poll. What's the poll?
That's my sister. That's my twin sister there. I think she's wanting a poll on the 2 hot pipe majors. I think she knows which ways it's going to go, and she'll hold it against me.
That's great. Have a lovely, beautiful week from me. My little sister loves you for. Well, that's the Wiggles, but thank you for that. And Dougie, of course, is part of the Wiggles. A lot of the times with the Highland Fling, Vow to the King, you've danced the Highland Fling. Dougie,
absolutely.
Thank you so much. I hope, and to all the favourite song to play on the pipe, someone asked.
Favourite song to play on the pipes? Look, it changes. It does change. I really do take To the Road to the Isles ever since coming into the Wiggles. It was a song that my father loved, and you introduced it with the Highland Fling. So definitely love that. You know, I love the High Drive, Gordon Duncan's great tune. But there's many, you know. Scotland the Brave on a good day. Waltzing Matilda. Amazing Grace. Recently there was just a movement for Anzac Day where pipers went out and played Amazing Grace in their driveways. And you recently did the most beautiful tribute to Nova Scotia, and simple tunes like that I think for me, the tune is about the moment, so it changes.
Well said, mate. Someone just asked, what was it like performing and touring with Jimmy Barnes, which you did?
Yeah, look, I've been privileged to a couple of times. Barnes, what a top bloke. And both tours significantly different. His book tour, what a journey to come out as the piper there and then have that incredible story told. For those of you who got to see the Barnesy Working Class Boys show, it was just so incredibly moving. And touring with the man is like the man who you see on the stage. He is what you see. He's just, and Jane is lovely. The entire family are lovely. I felt like I was just taken into the family. And the shutting down our town tour, how much fun. You know, come out and just rock it, that great tune. Troy Casadale's tune, and the whole show was sensational. And what energy! I mean, and you're the same. There's just so much good, positive energy. I've been blessed.
Good on you, Dougie. Well, keep teaching it. Oh, I didn't ask you. I've got to ask this. Why is it a good idea all around Australia, parents, children, contact their local Highland dance school? What is a child going to, what's going to happen maybe if they go along?
Yeah, look, what we find with dancing and Highland dancing particularly, it's a discipline, it's a structure, it requires motivation, and you need to throughout your life really instill great motivated discipline. And what that does, you're learning a skill that you don't realize when you go out into the workforce. You become a really great worker. There's lots of evidence that like really strong Highland dancers do great academically. They do great in other sports. There's skills and coordination, of course, muscle development, cognitive development, all of those things. It ticks every single box. Fitness, oh my word, 192 hops in a Highland fling. And then the camaraderie. Like I can literally, well, not right now, as you know, but ordinarily jump on a plane to anywhere in the world that's got Highland dancing, phone a friend, and I'm over there, having dinner. And likewise here in Australia, we invite people in that you have a network, a worldwide network. And so I really do urge, there are Highland dance teachers everywhere. Every single Highland dance teacher is under a code of ethics it's about strong morals. It's about community mindedness. It's about bringing the people who come into Highland dancing, taking them through the sport in such a positive way. The other big thing too, the costuming in Highland dancing, it's modest, it's appropriate, it's traditional, and even when we break out into more modern versions, the costume appropriation is absolutely just top level. So it's tick 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 for every box as far as I'm concerned.
Favourite place to visit in Scotland?
Oh, I love Glasgow. I really do love Glasgow, but I lived in Dundee, so I love Dundee. And then of course Glencoe. When you take the road through Glencoe, it's just it feels like home.
Good on you, Dougie. Love you, mate.
Hey, love you back.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Thanks for visiting down under the kilt. Normally what I say is thanks for having a fling with Dougie.
Thanks, Dougie. I don't even know how to turn this off. I'm going to try. Okay? There we go. See you guys. Thanks for viewing, everybody. Here we go. And now.